Good day, ladies and gentlemen. It is our compact prism. Now, E3, the most wonderful time of the year, is coming right up. So I wanted to take this time to tell you a little bit about what I think is going to be happening at the Xbox Bethesda showcase happening on June 13th, which I will be live streaming, doing a charity live stream. So to start off, Xbox Game Studios have a lot of stuff, so we're mainly going to be talking about the first party stuff. Now, first of all, we want to talk about Playground Games. So Fable, they announced Fable I think last year, or it might be the year before. I'm pretty sure it was last year though, and it looked amazing. And it's going to be a reboot of the Fable franchise, which I have yet to play, and I plan on playing it. Don't worry, I'm going to play it, and I just cannot wait for the Playground version of Fable, because this will actually be different for Playground Games, because they've made the Forza games, Forza Horizon, and they are still working on Forza Horizon, which I should actually talk about in a second. But Fable, I feel like it's going to be absolutely amazing. It's going to be beautiful as hell. Have you seen Forza Horizon 4? It's amazing. Even on last gen consoles, Cyberpunk, take notes.
Get out of the way, man. Get out of the way, man.
No!
So, obviously, by default, Fable has to be good, but Fable is an RPG, and Forza is a racing game, so they're going to be going into uncharted territory here, especially using the same engine. What? But I also wanted to talk about Forza Horizon 5. Now, usually the release schedule for Turn 10, the Forza franchise as a whole, is usually Motorsport Horizon, Motorsport Horizon. And I would say Motorsport 8 would be coming out. However, I think they did a little mobile game, something Forza Street. It's not even a Motorsport game or a Horizon game, but that wasn't done by Playground Games. So I'm assuming, because it's a Forza Horizon game every 2 years, and Motorsport every all of the other years in between. But because there wasn't a Motorsport game this time, there could be a Motorsport game next time by Turn 10, but because it's Horizon every 2 years, I'm leaning more on the Horizon at the end of this year. So we'll be getting Forza Horizon 5 shown and released this year, and maybe Fable will appear with another cinematic trailer showing what the hell is going to be happening. That is it for Playground Games / a little bit of Turn 10 in there. And next I want to talk about 343 Industries. They are the developers of the Halo franchise, the thing so synonymous with Xbox that the only exclusive game for the Xbox Series X when it released got delayed, so all the PlayStation fans were like, Xbox has no games, shut up. We're going to be getting Fallout 5. We're going to be getting Elder Scrolls 6. Starfield. What are you getting? Horizon Forbidden West. Though that is a good game. God of War Ragnarok. Although that is probably going to be a good game. Anyway, Halo Infinite, it got delayed from 2020, which was when the actual Xbox Series X came out, and it was supposed to release at the same time, but it didn't. So it's going to be coming out this year, and it's going to be shown to us with the massive graphical improvements. Hopefully they do a bit of a comparison with the last thing that they showed that didn't go well. That is it for 343 Industries. Now, let's talk about Compulsion Games. I don't know, would you say that they're just starting? Yeah, I would. Their most recent game, which is actually their second ever game, We Happy Few, it's amazing. Absolutely amazing, absolutely loved it. But that game was actually released in 2016, and it was a Kickstarter, so obviously they are a new studio. But with Xbox buying them, it means that they probably have a lot more resources to make more games. And it has been 5 years since their last game. Now, I know We Happy Few was just like a bait, but I think that they'll show us something new. Not a We Happy Few sequel or that Victorian London mystery game or whatever it was. I don't know, I didn't look much into that. Hopefully Compulsion Games shows us something at E3 2021. So next I wanted to talk about Obsidian Entertainment. Oh my god, are they not the best developers out there? And they're only a small studio. Now they have made games like Fallout New Vegas, Pillars of Eternity, I think they did Knights of the Old Republic, and they also made The Outer Worlds, which was their most recent release, and that came out in 2019. But what I wanted to talk about was their next game that they actually revealed previously, probably at the Game Awards or something, I don't know. Avowed, set in the same world as Pillars of Eternity, which I am still in the middle of playing, but Avowed is their big open world fantasy RPG, basically their take on Skyrim, just like how The Outer Worlds was kind of their take on Fallout, although it's like got nothing in common really, except for the style of the game. You know what I mean. Avowed, I'm pretty sure that's going to be shown to us this year, I will say. And maybe, you know, Grounded. They also did Grounded, which isn't out yet. Okay, I hate Grounded. Absolutely despise it. Getting tier 2 weapons is the hardest thing. And like, you can do nothing without tier 2 weapons. So please, just give us a Grounded release date with like actual stuff. Hopefully a more streamlined way of getting from tier 1 to tier 2. Because I do not want to have to try and kill a spider with a tier 1 weapon. Also because the spiders are hella creepy. Sorry about that, my camera turned off. and I actually have to go, so I'll be back in a second. So I just got back, it's been like an hour or two, and I just wanted to talk about the next thing, which is Ninja Theory. So, Ninja Theory, I've never played a single one of their games, but they have made Hellblade, which is the one I'm going to be talking about right now. Will we see Hellblade 2 at E3 2021? Yes, we will. We've already received a cinematic trailer for Hellblade 2. That was like last year, or 2019. I can't remember. I'm so bad at years. I'm so sorry. We will definitely be seeing Hellblade 2. And we'll be getting a release date. And also it will be coming out this year. Maybe I should shut up before making assumptions. I know nothing about this franchise. I've never played Hellblade. But I do intend to. Because that woman looks insane. Like literally, she looks insane. She's mental. Literally mental. It's literally the whole point of the game. But also, that is not all that we will see at E3 from Ninja Theory. We will also probably be seeing what the hell Project Mara is. I remember seeing that. It looked like a real bloody place.
Maybe because it was me.
And I feel like we're just going to see a little bit more of what the hell Project Mara actually is. Maybe another little teaser, probably. Maybe you will see nothing of it. But I do hope to see what the hell Project Mara is. And obviously Hellblade 2. Another thing that I wanted to talk about, Undead Labs. Now, what games have they made? They have made these two games. Not sure if you've heard of them. State of Decay and State of Decay 2. And obviously, those two games are absolutely amazing. Well, I don't know about State of Decay 1. But I've played State of Decay 2 and I loved it. It was bloody good. Maybe we're going to be seeing a little bit of State of Decay 3, that'll be pretty sick, that'll be lovely, I would love to see that. And that is basically it for my actual Xbox first party titles. But now we go into part 2. Here we go. Now, if you haven't noticed, that Xbox showcase is not just about Xbox. Now, I know Bethesda does kind of technically count as an Xbox game studio, but Bethesda is its own kind of thing. We got Bethesda Game Studios, but we also have Bethesda Software, which owns a hell of a lot of studios, and that is what we are going to be talking about. So, firstly, I wanted to talk about Arcane Studios. Arcane Studios, what games have they made? They've made some games, you know, like Dishonored, Prey, Dishonored 2, and their next game, which they have already showed quite a bit of, is Deathloop. We are going to be seeing Deathloop at E3. It's probably just going to be another trailer. That is probably all we're going to get. But you know what? That's pretty cool. Maybe they'll show off a bit more on like what the whole premise of the game is, because we don't really know a lot about like the rules of the world, like how it's all going to work. But I don't know. I feel like they're going to show a little bit more of Deathloop. That's what I'm saying. And this is also ironic, actually. Maybe they won't show Deathloop because if you think about it, Deathloop is a PlayStation exclusive, and this is at an Xbox showcase. Will Xbox actually show off Deathloop at E3? Maybe they'll say like, oh, this is now coming to Game Pass. Maybe it's going to come to Game Pass on PC day one. Maybe it's even actually coming to Xbox now. Who knows? But I don't think so. I think they've got lots of contracts on how Deathloop is a PlayStation 5 exclusive, and it's also coming to PC. But because it's coming to PC, it's going to be on Windows, Microsoft, Xbox Game Pass, Windows Edition. It's going to be on their day one probably. But that would be lovely because I'm actually really excited for Deathloop. But I do not have a PS5, so. But moving on from Arcane Studios, we're going to go to Tango Studios, is that what they're called? I just call them Tango, innit? Tango Games. What have they got coming up? Well, they have Ghostwire Tokyo, which they revealed in 2019 with that Japanese woman. She was lovely, but she also left. She was the game director and she left. She had the idea for Ghostwire Tokyo. That's not good. But there's still potential for the game. I was thinking we're still gonna see it at the end of the year because they announced it 2 years ago. So Ghostwire Tokyo, you know, that looks pretty sick. I don't know, I'm not really too excited for that. Mostly because I haven't actually played Evil Within at all. But, you know, it's a Bethesda game, it's on Game Pass. I'll play it whenever I feel like it, you know. But moving on, we're now going to talk about it. They made Doom. They're making the Doom games now, so what are they going to do with that? I mean, Doom Eternal just came out in 2020. They're not going to have a new game coming out this year, but they could probably show off the next Doom game, or maybe show off a Doom DLC, which I feel like they would likely do. A Doom Eternal DLC is probably more likely than showing off a new Doom, but the new Doom is always possible. I don't know what the id Software patterns are. Never played Doom before. I always hated it, because when I was binging Sword Art Online on Crunchyroll, it was always that Doom Doom advert, Doom 2016, and it was just never able to be skipped. But moving on from id Software, we next have Machine Games. They made the Wolfenstein games. I think they made some other franchise, but I can't remember. But it has been 3 years since Wolfenstein 2 came out. Or it might have been 4 years, I can't remember. Please stop it with the years, okay? I'm not good at this. It's been a decent amount of time since the last Wolfenstein main game. They have had Wolfenstein Youngblood, which came out in 2019, but doesn't really seem like they put much effort into it, especially the writing. I'm just out here saying Wolfenstein 3, probably. I've actually only played Wolfenstein 1 New Order. I recently just finished it. It's absolutely amazing. Blazkowicz, he's bloody mental. You know, when he took out the knife and was just stabbed that Aryan guy, I was like, yeah. But now we're going to talk about the big thing. The thing we have been waiting for since 2013 for most people, but it's been 2018 for me. Starfield, finally, yes, Starfield, and that is by Bethesda Game Studios, the big buff guy, Todd Howard, you know, Fallout, Elder Scrolls, that whole thing. That is what they're gonna do. It is basically confirmed at this point. You know, in that little advertisement that Xbox showed off, Xbox Bethesda showcase for E3, you know, in the Starfield teaser from 2018, it was literally the same planet. So we are 100% gonna see Starfield at E3 2021. It just depends on whether the game comes out in 2021 or 2022. I'm saying 2021 because of Bethesda patterns, and a lot of things recently have been indicating to 2021, except the insiders. The insiders were saying, oh yeah, this game's coming out in 2021, until one day they were just like, nope, 2022. I'm expecting 2022, but I'm hoping for 2021. That is what we should all be doing. That is it for Starfield, really. It's been confirmed to come at E3, and I just cannot wait to see more of it. It just depends on whether they're going to have a full-on presentation, like with Todd Howard for Fallout 4 and Skyrim, which I doubt they're going to do, considering this is only an hour and a half of both Xbox and Bethesda. That is not enough time for Todd Howard to come up in his big leather jacket and talk about Starfield for 20 minutes. It's just not going to happen. I wish it would, but it's unlikely. Now, for the final thing I wanted to talk about, kind of leading on from Bethesda Game Studios, we're talking about Zenimax Online. I don't know what the deal with them is. Do they own Bethesda, or does Bethesda own them? They made the Elder Scrolls Online, and they have been recently working on another probably MMORPG. They make the MMORPGs surrounding around franchises that Bethesda Game Studios makes, you know, the Elder Scrolls Online. But with recent things happening, like job listings for designing vehicles or something, we could probably see Zenimax come up there and reveal a new MMO. People are saying Starfield. I'm not really saying Starfield because it just seems unlikely. We might not even see it at E3. It's unlikely, but I mean, it would be cool. It would be nice. Whatever. Anyway, that is basically all I've written down on my list of E3 wish lists. I'm going to be taking it off on the day, and I'm going to be live streaming it, so join the stream for the charity streams and that. And I hope you enjoyed the video, and good bloody bye. Yeah. See ya.
Shiny sky 飛び立とう Shiny のどこまでも遥か遠く空の旅へ遥か遠く